Hey guys, John here with JK Conditioning and PodiumRunner.com, and in this video today we're going to go over 3 dumbbell Olympic lifting variations for runners. Hey guys, John here, back with another video for you runners out there, and in this video we're going to go over 3 modified Olympic lifting variations that I use with runners to help them become more explosive and be more powerful. Now, you might be familiar with the Olympic lifts. They're popularized with, obviously, the Olympics, which is why they're called the Olympic lifts, and they are the clean and jerk and the snatch. Now, these exercises actually take a lifetime to learn and to perfect, which is why I don't really use them for runners. They take up a lot of valuable time and a lot of technique practice, and to actually get really good at these movements, it takes a lot of energy. So I resort to more simplified versions of these exercises when I'm prescribing these exercises for runners. If you participate in CrossFit, then these exercises are going to be sort of a must in your workouts. You're going to have to use a barbell to do a clean and jerk. You're going to have to use a barbell to do a snatch and their variations. But with runners, I like to use dumbbells. And in this video, I'm going to teach you 3 modified variations of these lifts that you can learn and do at home if you have a set of dumbbells, or you can do them at your local gym. Now, the first exercise we're going to talk about is the dumbbell hang power clean. So what you're going to do here is you're going to grab 2 dumbbells. Now the weight must be heavier than what you can biceps curl. So if you can curl the weight up, the weight's probably a bit too light for you to use for this exercise. For female runners, I would recommend maybe anywhere from 20 to 35 pounds as you're starting to learn the movement. You can go heavier as you get used to the technique required in this exercise. For men, I would recommend anywhere from 25, anywhere up to 45 pounds. Obviously, these are just recommendations. You can go heavier if you're stronger and can do the exercise correctly. So what you'll do is you'll stand with your feet hip width apart. You're gonna grab the dumbbells and hold them at your sides. You're then gonna soften your knees and you're gonna bow over at your hips. So you wanna keep your back flat, your abs tight, and your arms straight. You're gonna bow roughly to about a 30-degree angle, and then from there, you're going to stand as explosively as possible. So you're gonna extend your hips, you're gonna extend your knees, and you're even gonna extend your ankles. So you wanna get as tall as possible, and the way that I learned this one time, a long time ago, pretend there's a button on the ceiling that you wanna hit with your head. So you're gonna get as tall as possible, and by doing that explosively, you're going to accelerate the weights upward. So while that happens, you also want to pull up on the weights with your arms and get all that coordinated so that the dumbbells start moving up. As the dumbbells move up, you want to explosively drop or pull yourself underneath the weight to receive them in front of your shoulders. So after you get really tall with your head really close to that button on the ceiling, you want to bend your elbows to pull the weights up. We call this the scarecrow position. And then immediately after you get as tall as possible, you want to get as short as possible. So you're going to pull yourself underneath the weight. You're going to bend your arms so that you can catch the weights. The weights are obviously going to rotate in the air. You're going to catch the weights in front of your shoulders carefully. You want to make sure that your elbows are right underneath your wrists so that you can support the weight. If you don't have that lined up, the weight will probably fall off to the side and you might get hurt. So be very careful with this maneuver because you want to catch the weights softly and correctly. Depending on how high you pull the weights and depending on how heavy they are, you might have to squat deeper to receive the weights. So this is always going to be weight dependent and then technique dependent on how high you get the weights upward. So just use enough of a drop to get underneath the weights. You don't have to drop all the way to the floor if you only have to drop maybe a quarter of the way down to receive the weights. Once you receive the weights, you'll notice that you are going to be in more of a slightly squatted position. So this is obviously correct. This is how you want to absorb the stress, absorb the weights. From that position, just stand, keep the weights in front of your shoulders, and then that will finish the rep. So with this exercise, you're going to do 5 reps with 5 sets with about a 90-second break in between sets. So after you catch the weights in front and then you stand up, carefully lower the weights back to the sides in preparation for the next rep. So this dumbbell clean variation will replace the barbell clean variation. The next exercise that we're going to talk about is called a dumbbell split jerk. So this is obviously going to replace a barbell split jerk. So this exercise here, you're going to start with the dumbbells in front of your shoulders as if you've just cleaned the weights up to the front of the shoulders, but for learning purposes and this article on Podium Runner, we're gonna separate the dumbbell split jerk from the dumbbell clean. Down the road, in the future, if you wanna combine these two exercises, that's totally cool. So with the dumbbell split jerk, you're gonna have the weights in front of your shoulders with your elbows again directly underneath the wrists so that you can support the weight. Stand with your feet hip width apart. You're gonna soften your knees and push them forward. So this is going to, it might look, if you're not sort of aware of these things, it might look like you might be putting a lot of stress through your knees, but actually pushing your knees forward to prepare for this movement is safe. So it's all good to do that. So push your knees forward in front of your toes. Keep your upper body fairly vertical. And then upon hitting the bottom, you wanna explode up. So again, you're going to explode through the knees. Your hips are gonna come up as your knees straighten out, and that is going to accelerate the weights up. So with this exercise here, you want to continue the momentum created by the legs and start to move your arms up. You're not really pushing the weights up because what's happening here is that the explosion from the legs is going to drive the weights upward, but you're going to prepare to catch the weights over your head with straight arms. So this isn't really a overhead press, this is a jerk. So with a jerk, you have to accelerate the weights up, dip to get underneath it, and then receive the weights with your arms straight. So there's no pressing component in this exercise. As you get airtime, and as you're dropping underneath the weights, I want you to drive one leg in front of you quickly and the other leg behind you quickly. So you're gonna catch the weights above your head with your arms locked in the split position. This is why this is called a dumbbell split jerk. It looks like a lunge, but you're not kneeling all the way to the floor. Once you catch the weights carefully above your head with your arms straight, just pause for a second in that split stance to show that you have balance and control. And then to finish off the rep, you're going to step back with your front foot, then step forward with your back foot, meet your legs in the middle, stand with your feet hip width apart with your arms locked above your head with the dumbbells stacked above your elbows, above your shoulders. This will finish off the dumbbell split jerk. You're then gonna carefully lower the weights back to the front racked position, so right in front of your shoulders, in preparation for the next lift. What you'll notice as you practice this exercise and do this exercise in a workout, you're gonna have a preferred leg that goes in front of you. If you can coordinate it, I'd like you to alternate the lead leg every rep. The opposite lead leg that you're going to lead with is definitely gonna feel awkward and uncomfortable, but if you can coordinate it and then develop that familiarity with it, then you can alternate legs each rep and then not feel too thrown off by it. In this workout that I'm recommending, you can do 5 reps, so you're gonna alternate each leg. You'll have an offset number per leg because you're gonna be switching legs every rep. Just start with the opposite leg in the subsequent set. In this workout, you'll do 5 total sets and take a 90-second break between sets. All right, so the last exercise in this workout is a dumbbell power snatch. So this is going to replace your barbell snatch. So this variation will use only one dumbbell. You're gonna place it on the floor and you're going to straddle the dumbbell. So you're gonna stand a little bit wider than you were with the dumbbell hang clean. So stand with your feet about shoulder width apart with the dumbbell in between your feet. You're going to crouch down with your arm straight down from your shoulder to hold the handle of the dumbbell. Keep your shoulder right over your wrists. Keep your back super flat, and you're going to have your knees sort of soft, and you're going to be more bent through your hips to be able to hold the dumbbell. So in this posture here, your other arm should be back behind you because you're going to use it to swing forward to create and to help the strength and the power come from the legs so that you can accelerate the dumbbell from the ground to overhead. So once you're in position, you're gonna brace with your arms straight. You're then going to stand as explosively as possible. You're gonna extend again. We're gonna get what we call in the industry this triple extension. So what we're getting here is a coordinated extension between your hip joint, your knee joint, and your ankle joints to accelerate the dumbbell up. So you're going to, again, get as tall as possible as those joints extend. As those joints extend, the dumbbell will be moved upward because of the strength you're applying to the floor and to the dumbbell. While this happens, you're gonna coordinate an upward pull with your arm as if you're Mario pulling out a mushroom or a weed from the ground. Little reference there to my 1990s video games. But anyways, so as the weight comes up, you're pulling it up. You then again, after you get really tall, just like you did in the clean, you want to dip explosively underneath to move yourself underneath the weight so that you can receive it with your arm locked above your head. This takes some coordination. So again, if you only use a weight that you can just pull up, the weight's a bit light, but you can do that drill just to get a sense of how the weight will travel directly along your body to the overhead position. That's nice. That's a nice drill to sort of just practice the path of the weight. You can get a little bit more poppy with that lighter weight, again, just to get a sense of how the weight's gonna move in front of you. But you wanna use a weight that you can't do that with strictly. So if you have to like really muscle it and kind of use that body to move the weight upward, then the weight is probably going to be more appropriate for you to use. So with this exercise, you can use anywhere from, females can use anywhere from, you can start off with 20 pounds and you can work your way up to 35 or 40 or even heavier. And then male runners can start off again with maybe around 20, 25 pounds and again, work your way up to anywhere from 40, 45 pounds or even over 50. So again, what you're going to do after you receive the weight with your arms straight, you will be in a sort of crouched, kind of semi-squatted position. So to finish off the rep, just stand, bring your feet together with that arm locked over your head, and that will complete the rep. If you want, you can take 2 hands to lower the weight down, you put it back on the floor, and you get ready for the next rep. So what you'll do here is you'll do 5 reps on one side, rest, and then do 5 reps on the other side. So in this workout, you can do 3 to 4 sets per arm. If you find that pulling the dumbbell off the floor is a bit too low for you, you feel like you can't keep a nice flat neutral spine, then what you can do is you can prop the weight up on a 2 to 4 to 6 inch block so that you don't have to get as low to the floor to be able to grab the handle. So there you go. We have 3 dumbbell Olympic lifting variations that I use for runners to help improve their explosiveness, their power output, and their overall athleticism. These exercises are great because they're going to challenge you in a way that you might be sort of in your mind associate the exercise with sprinters and power athletes and, you know, lots of chalk and noise and all that. But distance runners and marathon runners can definitely benefit from doing Olympic lifting variations as well. This workout is designed to be performed 1 time a week, and don't worry so much about weight, but muscle coordination and full body athleticism to do each lift. If you have any questions on the workout or how to execute the lift safely, please leave a note in the comment section below. If this is your first time here, my name is John and I've been a personal trainer and a strength and conditioning coach for 15 years, and I'm a regular contributor to podiumrunner.com. I make videos to help runners like you become stronger and faster, so I suggest you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to keep up to date with all our latest fitness videos. If you have any comments on future videos that you'd like to see come out from JK Conditioning, again, you can leave that also in the comment section below. If you like this video and you found it valuable, please give it a thumbs up, please give it a share, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.